chess players. I am in my hometown of Piedmont, Missouri, snowed in. Or I'm at the Clearwater Recovery Institute. I've been hired to run a chess program, design and run a chess program for recovering drug addicts and alcoholics. I'm watching them make remarkable changes in their life, and I'm proud to be a part of it. This facility is absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. I will have to give you a tour some other time. Snow is covering the background. Absolutely breathtaking. A little bit of a glare, but we'll work with it today. Okay, that is what I am doing. So we're going to dive into how to play chess. And I'm making this video because I'm irritated by something. Two times a day, I have someone tell me, chess is not for me. I'm not smart enough to play chess. Chess is too hard. I've tried it, I can't learn it. And this really bothers me for two reasons. One, we're teaching chess wrong. A person should not be traumatized when we go to teach them chess. We're doing it wrong. And two, I'm watching people every single day sell themselves short and overcomplicate tasks. So here's what I'm going to tell you. There are 11 rules to chess, 11, and driving a car is an infinitely harder task than learning how to play chess. Far more than 11 rules to driving a car. All right, so let's get that out of the way. Chess is easy to learn, and I'm going to prove it to you in 5 minutes or less. Okay, the reasons to start, it reasons that we should start with how to move the pieces. This is a rook, and if you've ever seen a compass, you know how to move a rook. Compass has four directions: north, south, east, and west. It's a plus, it's a cross. That's how the rook moves. I can stop anywhere I'd like to along the way, or I can go the full. So I have many moves with the rook: north, south, east, and west. All right. And the bishop moves on the diagonals. So if you played tic-tac-toe, then you know how to move this piece. The diagonal moving piece, or it moves in an X, but it always stays on the same color. So I can move to C2. I can hop to A4, two separate moves. I can go all the way down. That's how the bishop moves. Okay. Then we have the queen. The queen moves like the rook, north, south, east, and west. And then it moves like the bishop. All right, two pieces in one. Hey, three of the 11 rules knocked out already. Then we go to a king. The king moves like a queen, except for he has limited range. He can only move one square in any direction. Queen goes as far as she wants. King goes to any of the squares that border where the king's on. So if I wanted to go here, I can. That finishes my move. I go here, that finishes my move. That's how the king moves. All right. Now we're going to get into the hardest moving piece of chess. This is the hardest thing you'll learn. If you can learn how the knight moves, you can learn how to play chess. The knight got its move whenever a cavalryman would charge a foot soldier. He would go straight forward and then he would slash with the sword to the right or to the left. And so knights, they make a three square L-shaped motion. So I can go up one, I can go up two, but then I have to turn. And unlike the other pieces, I have to commit to going all the way. Some people call this jumping. I don't think of it, but for simplicity's sake, we can say that we're jumping over the pawn and then going to the left and to the right. Okay, so I can go up one, two. I have to make a turn. I can go up one, two. Then I have to make a turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the knight's move with pawns. Or I suppose since I'm online, I can just highlight it. Right. Here, here. I can go up one, and then I can turn two. So either way, I'm making an L by moving three squares. One, turn two, one, turn two. Okay. And I can go backwards. I can go down one, turn two, down one, turn two, down two, turn one, down two, turn one. Okay. So the knight has eight squares he can go to. For some people, this requires just a little bit to work. They usually get it in about 3 minutes. But some people get this instantly. And for my math inclined people, these squares border the knight. These squares are adjacent to bordering squares. The knight moves to the opposite color of squares that border bordering squares. Some people this makes more sense. Some people you're confused. Doesn't matter. As long as you have one way that you know how to move the knight, that's all that matters. And this is the hardest piece in chess. All right. If you got that, smooth sailing from here. Then that brings us to the pawn. Pawns start in the second row, and they're special for a number of reasons. These are a really cool piece. On its first move, it has an option. I can move up one, or I can move up two. But think of this as running. If you start off sprinting, then you're going to get tired, and you can only move up one after that. All right. And pawns are special. One-way pawns are special. These two that are facing each other, think of two evenly matched football players trying to push each other out of the way. They can't make progress. These guys are frozen. So the way that pawn captures, if I have any enemy piece, one diagonal in front of the pawn, I can take it. I can move here, queen disappears, or I can move here, rook disappears. And same with black. Any white piece here, he can take it. Any white piece here, he can take it. But there has to be a piece there. I can't move here unless there's something that I can capture. So they move straight forward. They capture one square diagonally, like a bishop, just with a one square range forward. And the other thing that's special about pawns, when the weakest piece gets to the back row, the weakest piece becomes the strongest piece. Boom, promotion to queen. Boom, promotion to queen. Okay. Too easy. And guys, that's the piece movement. And really, that's a good spot to stop for today. And sometimes students really struggle with this. I just learned all the piece movements. I want to know how to play. What's the objective? What do I do? Some people have to know. I usually stop them there. But if you have to know, I'm going to show you. All right. Black has a king. And now this king is in check. The rook is attacking the king. Black has to make a move to get out of check. So he can run away. I use the acronym CPR. I can capture this bishop if I have a way to. I can protect my king, or I can run away. CPR saves lives. If you can't capture, protect, or run away, this is a position called checkmate. The rook is checking the king. Check just means king is attacked. And the king can't make any legal moves to run away. So he's cornered, he's trapped. In chess, we never take the king, but what we do is we corner it. So that's how you win a game of chess. But if you walk away from this and you've just learned how the pieces move, okay, That's a great start, and that's something you can easily do in 5 minutes or less. All right. So that settles it. Anytime someone asks me or throws the comment my way, I'm trying to learn chess, it's too hard, or I've wanted to learn, but I'm not smart enough to play chess. I now have a YouTube video. Guys, I'm so lucky that I get to make a chess video while on the clock in a place where I get free room and board to teach chess. All right. See you next time and learn how to play chess. You are now without excuse. Take care.